Oh, it went blank. There we go. Welcome, everyone. Bros on Nuggs Monday night episode. Monday after Sunday after the Saturday weekend. Hope everyone had a great Mother's Day. You will see here Brother Timmy holding up the text from Will. Just start without me. Ill, figure it out. No period, no capitalization.
Well, nobody uses proper grammar in a text message, Dave.
I beg to differ.
Do you use proper grammar in a text message?
I try, unless it's a real big rush, like a big time rush. Shout out to Harper. Unless it's a big time rush, then I'm using proper grammar, or at least trying to.
You do have periods.
I do put periods and commas in. I do not utilize the semicolon. I've just never really enjoyed the semicolon. It's a hard one to figure out.
Yeah, why use the semicolon?
Why would you have a complete sentence followed by a complete sentence and put a semicolon in the middle? Does it make any sense? Like just write a complete sentence followed by a complete sentence, no semicolon necessary. I've never understood the semicolon. I understand it. I just don't like it, Tim.
Well, aren't semicolons for lists, Dave? It's been a while since that's a colon. It's been a while since.
Well, it depends how you list it. I guess you're right. It could be for a list. Dave and Tim are doing Bros on Nuggs episode 22, and Will has joined us. There we go. We knew we could do it, and I'm proud of him. So very proud.
You missed some riveting conversation about colons and semicolons.
Do you use semicolons, Will?
Yeah, I do.
Example, please.
When I give a list.
You guys are cracking me up. That's what Tim said too. Well, don't you use it when you list something?
Not all of us are English teachers, Dave.
Yeah, I'm not even sure I am, but I play one on TV. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Bros on Nuggs episode 22. There are 4 games left in this regular season, and we are the 4 seed. And it's possible with our remaining schedule that honestly, there's a possibility we jump up to 3. But if you've seen the Clippers' remaining schedule, it's also pretty easy.
Really?
All you have to do, though, is win one game of the last 4, and you're guaranteed the 4 seed at least. And we're set up right now. If playoffs start today, we play the Dallas Mavericks in the first round, which last week we were all okay with, not thrilled about. We said they provided some matchup issues for the Denver Nuggets, but ultimately I think we were all on the same page in that we feel comfortable in a series against a Mavericks team. Right behind them right now are the Trailblazers. Doubt the Trailblazers jump the Mavs. If they do, I'm also comfortable with that first round series, though you never know. Dame Lillard and McCollum could just go off and provide a lot of issues, especially since we have no guards. No guards remaining. Like just 0 guards left for the Denver Nuggets. The key, we're always keeping an eye on what the Lakers are going to do. As you guys know, LeBron is expected back tomorrow night. Will the Lakers make a push to try to get out of that 7 seed? That loss to the Trailblazers is not helping them, right? The recent loss to the Trailblazers. So the odds are kind of stacked against them. And guess who we see on the final game of the season, my friends?
Who?
The Trailblazers.
The Trailblazers.
We could be in an opportunity there at the end of the season to let the Trailblazers win so that they are the 6th seed, forcing then the Lakers to be the 7th seed. And wouldn't that be something? Like just sit everyone, let Portland win, say, hey, you guys deserve it. You're going to get in without being in these playing games, and we'll just let you have it. Why? Because we don't want the Lakers in those first 6. Do you guys have any thoughts right now on how the playoffs are shaping up?
I was actually looking at the Lakers schedule where you were talking, and so they have the Knicks. And I know the Knicks beat the Clippers the other night. And then they have the Rockets, the Pacers, and New Orleans. So, I mean, they can definitely win outright and potentially get out of the play-in. I guess that really depends on how well the Blazers play.
What's the remaining schedule for the Blazers? Can someone look that up real quick?
Yeah, I'll look it up right now too.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to see what. I mean, I know we played them the last game of the season, which is now tentatively been scheduled for 11 a.m. on Sunday, my friends. 11 a.m. on Sunday, the final regular season game. All teams, every team plays on Sunday, man. All 32 NBA teams play on Sunday.
Damn.
Because they don't want. It's like a sporting thing, you know. You don't want one team to be finished with the season the day before and then know, like, okay, do I win or lose? How do I have to play this game? You know what I mean? So you want every team playing that last day. That's the idea behind it. So, but they're all staggered starts. They start. Yeah, they start.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just laughing at the Blazers schedule, and I was like, of course. So.
What is it?
Well, they're playing the Houston Rockets right now. They're up by like 12, 16 points.
Okay.
And they play Utah in Utah. Then they play Phoenix in Phoenix. And then they play us.
Yes. Well, I mean, really, oh, man. No, you got to be thinking, so they'll win tonight, right? They're already up, as you're explaining. Do they?
I mean, maybe we rest players when we play them anyway. It's the last game of the season.
Yeah.
They need to win one of those two games. They need to beat either Utah or they need to beat the Suns.
Let's assume the Lakers win 3 out of 4 remaining, and the Blazers win 2 out of 4 tonight, and the Nuggets. That still puts the Blazers in ahead of LA with the tiebreaker. So, I mean, we might on Sunday, my friends, lay an intentional egg to keep the Lakers in the play-in games, assuming that's how it shapes up. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, I hope they do.
Yeah. Right. Wouldn't that be fun? Or you know what would end up happening? Here's what's going to end up happening. Bull is the starter and goes off for like 45 points. He's just uncontestable. And he ends up beating the Trailblazers all by himself with a little help from Marcus Howard.
Yeah, Marcus Howard, Najee, and Bull go off.
They just all go off.
The Trailblazers.
Yeah.
No, you know, the Blazers aren't going to want to go play in the play-in, man.
No, they won't want to play in the play-in.
Neither of those teams are going to want to play in the play-in. And I guess I'd have to look at the standings right now between – can the Suns catch the Jazz?
Yeah, it's possible, but the Jazz right now are beating Golden State last I saw. I haven't checked in the last 20 minutes.
Okay.
I'm also phoneless here as my son is playing a new Dragon game.
I mean, realistically, the Suns would have to, you know, win out and have the Jazz lose a couple games for them to be able to do that.
So what we're saying here is the playoffs are pretty much set, honestly. I mean, there is the opportunity, I suppose, for the Nuggets to jump the Clippers. Now, this is what's interesting, my friends. If it works out the way we want it to, the Nuggets could jump the Clippers, assuming the Clips kind of like stop winning. Like the Clips have to lose every game. We have to win every game, right? Well, that's not true. The Clips have to lose a couple. We have to win 3, but whatever. What if we want to jump the Clips and then we allow the Trailblazers in to face us? So we give them that gimme in Denver, and then we face them in a first-round series. I don't know if I like that as much as going up against Dallas.
I think I'd rather play Dallas.
Yeah. Tim?
Yeah, I'd rather play Dallas. You know, in division series, excuse me, playing a division rival, that first round is always sketchy. It can be sketchy in the second round as well. I just like the way we match up right now with Dallas. They are playing pretty well right now, so that's a little nerve-wracking. But it's the end of the season. Everybody's playing pretty well. They're trying to finish strong to finish off those seedings. I think it would be hilarious if LeBron James and the Lakers had to play in a play-in series. He seemed pretty excited about it at the end of last year when they were talking about it. But now that he's about to be in it, he's crying about it. So
Yeah.
I've enjoyed watching him flip flop on that and be a little bitch about it. But just man up and realize you supported it till you were in it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I hopefully the Lakers will play in there, but we'll just set those schedules so it bodes a little bit better for the Lakers to not have to play in those playing games. I think if the Lakers play in those playing games, it's going to take their chances of winning a championship again and drastically drop them, which I would love to see. I mean, for us to do some damage, we need our guards back. We need Monte back. We need Will Barton back. And I don't know if I know they're not coming back the rest of this regular season. I don't know if they're coming back in the playoffs or where they stand. They have those injuries that are just going to be nagging them for a while now. So that makes me nervous about our guard play.
Yeah, I think it's a fair thing to be nervous about. As we all know, because I think we've all experienced hammies, at some level.
Yeah.
That's one you got to be super precautious with. I mean, you start to feel it tweak again, you're sitting out another 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Like, you're not like, you don't just like, oh, it feels tight, I'm gonna go, because it tears on you.
Yeah.
But we've been ultra precautious with Monte. I feel like, didn't he on Instagram like last week be like, I'm coming right back? Like what's going on there? Are we just being
He's questions tomorrow. I think they might try to get him some minutes in these last couple of games sparingly to just get his legs under him a little bit prior to the start of the playoffs. So he got upgraded to questionable for tomorrow night's game. I mean, he might play, but probably very limited minutes. So
I wouldn't play him. Honestly,
Me either.
I would ride this thing out. You only need one win to guarantee the 4 seed. That's assuming the Mavs win out, which I don't know if they're going to. You only need one win, and why risk the biscuit on Monte Morris at this point? Just let him sit and let him come back fresh for the playoffs. Will Barton obviously might take a little. He might be a little longer into the playoff run. Hopefully run that we're going to have, right?
Yeah.
Dozier's going to be out a while. I mean, what do you do?
It's a bummer because if we play the Mavs, I thought Dozier might match up decently against Luka. He's a tough guard no matter who you put on him. I don't know. I think Faku's a little too small. Like I said, the last Bros on Nuggs. So it's definitely worrisome. I don't know. Maybe put Austin Rivers on him, but not really so to start.
Put Shaq Harrison on him, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then you're asking Shaq to start, which you don't really want. You probably ask Austin Rivers to start and try to guard him. Maybe it's a situation where you throw dudes at him. You put Gordon on him sometimes. You put Shaq on him sometimes. You put
guard by committee.
Yeah. Maybe it's one of those situations. I don't know, man. But as you guys mentioned last week, and I wasn't fully on board with you last week, but the matchup with Doncic is hard, but it's not a series hard. You know what I mean? They could take a game or two, but they're not going to win the series. Even if we are shorthanded, I think we still take that series. Do you guys have that same confidence?
I do.
I don't. Okay, so the game that they beat us in, Porzingis had to play out of his mind.
That's right.
For them to beat us. I don't foresee that happening for 4 games. I know the other complimentary players like Tim Hardaway Jr. and like Finney Smith are playing better. They're shooting better. But, I mean, so is Michael Porter Jr. And I don't know. I don't think that, like, Kleber or Powell or, I mean, Coley Stein's okay.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they have some bigs that can probably try to make it harder on Jokic. But I don't know. I think this is where you see, like, complementary players like a Green and Millsap, our vets, be big parts of that success in that series. And I like them in the bench role, and hopefully with MPJ can keep playing the way he's been playing. I don't like who did they put on MPJ? Like who's gonna stop MPJ from cutting? And in scoring. I don't see that. But
There's not a lot of guys in the league right now who could stop MPJ the way he's playing currently. That guy is.
Other than MPJ himself.
Yes. It's true.
touche.
He is his own worst enemy, right? But hey, man, his confidence should be super high. He should be feeling really good going into the playoffs, man. He's been crushing it. So we're good there, I think, unless something happens. Facu is also playing really well. But say that again.
I was just saying he's got to finish cuts. It frustrated me in that last game, late in the game, when he kind of stopped on that handoff screen from Jokic, and it turned into a jump ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's got to finish those cuts. You don't just stop.
Yeah, there's been a few tentative decisions lately from almost everyone. Obviously, super frustrated with Jokic down the stretch there against Brooklyn. But Yoke's fine, man. He's fine. I just this recently, I don't know if it's the MVP pressure or if it's just he's tired.
Not trying to win.
Or he's not trying to win. Were we not? Obviously, we weren't trying to win that game. How long did our third stringers play? They played for a good 5-6 minute stretch at a very important part of that game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we were just saying whatever, right?
Yeah, it's just, it's a little different, man. I kind of felt in some ways about that in the Utah game too. But I don't know. It's hard to win in Utah.
Yeah, why the Utah game? Because we couldn't stop Bogdanovich.
Bojan.
Name your Bogdanovich. It's Bojan. Yeah, that was frustrating when you let that dude go off for 48 points. But this is the problem with Utah. They're going to put up points. They don't defend really well. And that's why if we had Jamal Murray, I'd feel much more confident in a series with them.
Man, I'd be feeling great right now if we had Jamal.
Yeah, because I think you can match that. But also, let's be real. There's a style of basketball that works in the playoffs and a style of basketball that doesn't. Sans the Golden State Warriors, we've never seen a strictly three-pointing team win an NBA championship. And when you're talking Golden State Warriors, you're talking at that time the two best three-point shooters in the entire league, and one of the best three-point shooters in history. So you kind of got away with it, but I don't know how that equates to the playoffs, man. I mean, because at any point in time, you just catch a cold streak. You know what I mean? And it doesn't take long. Three-point shooting's weird, right? It can get you up by a lot, and then it can get you down by a lot. And I guess you got to ride those waves. I have been impressed, though. It'd been a while since I watched. Obviously, it'd been a long time since we've watched ourselves against Utah. And I am impressed with the way they're moving the ball, with the way they're getting open looks. I don't think we were trying that hard.
Agreed.
I don't know. When you're on the East Coast, it's almost impossible to make it through a Nuggets game. I tried.
Sounds like you're having a hard time making it through this Bros on Nuggs.
No, this one's not bad. I don't know.
Okay.
10 o'clock start times. I've struggled with 8 o'clock start times in the Mountain Standard Times. Those 10 o'clocks. That Lakers game, I was like, I'm going to watch this. I put it on. I fell asleep during the first quarter.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I was on vacation and we were enjoying some good bourbons and scotches and beers. So that probably didn't help my situation either.
Did you have a particularly good bourbon or scotch?
We just had a handle of Dewar's 12, which is pretty good, and then we had the Breckenridge bourbon. Did
you bring it out? Do they distribute that out there?
I guess they distribute it out there. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, Kevin found it.
Wow, Kevin bought you some Breckenridge bourbon, and he must like you, Tim. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I gave him a grandchild. So
that you did, and what a gorgeous little baby that thing is, man. She is so gosh darn cute. We all have pretty cute kids. I mean, minus Emerson, they're all really adorable. No, man,
He's gonna go viral. He's gonna be a meme.
Yeah. All right. Yesterday was Mother's Day, right? Who do you think out of all the Nuggets purchased the best gift for their mother?
Jokic.
Yeah. What would he get his mom? A horse?
Yeah, sure.
Maybe
A racehorse?
A racehorse. I don't know. That's a good question, Dave. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm gonna go back to what Will said about Monte Morris and him being kind of there and being sensitive, and so I think Monte Morris probably did something for his mom special.
Probably.
I like that pick because they did do a special a couple of years ago about how much his relationship with his mom and how close they were at Ohio State. No, Iowa State. Sorry. Ew, why did I say Ohio State? Gross.
That is gross.
But yeah, I think Tim solid there. Solid pick, Tim.
Will,
what about you, Dave?
Thank you. I would go with, I love Monte Morris. Unfortunately, they're all in season right now. Like they're playing, so I would assume Jamal Murray probably got the best because he's just been sitting on his phone trying to rehab a knee. So he probably Amazoned a bunch of shit.
I also think maybe Zeke Naji.
Yeah, Zeke.
Perhaps he would seems like a loving human being and would give something nice to his mom on Mother's Day.
He composed his own piano sonata in the key of A.
He's probably already done that.
For his mother, though.
Oh, okay.
All right, cool. How come he doesn't play the piano more often? It sucks. Like, I want to hear that. When we went to the game, I was like, will he play the keyboard? That'd be sweet.
Will he play the keyboard?
He did not.
Will he start?
There's got to be videos. Just Google it, man. There's got to be videos out there.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Tim. There's always videos. Will, what did you and Sabrina get to do yesterday?
Well, we kind of celebrated a little bit Saturday too. So I took my mom out to dinner and her out to dinner after their massages. And then I cooked breakfast in bed for my wife. And then
how do you do that? Do you bring like
have a little tray?
No, I mean, you said you cooked breakfast in bed. So did you have like a little burner that you brought to?
I made breakfast and brought it to her in bed. You smart ass. Got a Bunsen burner?
Yeah, did you have a Bunsen?
Is that safe?
Did you have a blowtorch? What did you make her, man?
An omelet and potatoes.
It's
one of her favorites. Besides, usually I would make her eggs Benedict, but she didn't want that. She's like, you can save that for New Year's. She didn't want that or biscuits and gravy, so I made her an omelet.
For all our Bros on Nuggs fans, if you didn't know, Will is he can make a heck of an eggs Benedict, a heck of one. He does a good job. Did you make breakfast in bed?
No. I had no groceries in my house because we got back late Saturday night. So I drove to Mountain Mama's and got Sophie a breakfast burrito.
Now that sounds yummy.
It was good.
What's her favorite kind of breakfast burrito? Is it like potatoes and
at Mountain Mama's only does like potatoes and eggs and cheese.
And spinach?
No.
Is there cauliflower in it? Is it a cauliflower wrap?
No.
It's a flour tortilla, huh?
A wheat tortilla.
Wheat. Okay, nice.
I like one with a meat in there though. I like the potatoes. I like potatoes, eggs, and cheese with maybe a chorizo or good bacon or so. I'm not picky about breakfast meats. I don't eat them very often.
I have to ask you guys because we're all in the same boat here, I think, except for maybe Tim. When we cook for our wives all the time, is it that special to make them breakfast on Mother's Day?
That's a good point.
It's just like par for the course.
Right.
It's almost like, hey, did you make me breakfast? Yes, I made you breakfast. Well,
maybe I brought it in bed. That made it special.
It's
That's a good
true.
point.
I also made breakfast for Liz. Just an open-faced breakfast sandwich, bacon, eggs, cheese.
Yummy.
Yeah.
Yum.
Put a sauce on that, baby.
We have lots of sauces here. I put A1 over mine, and it was delicious.
I love A1.
Me too. Me too. Speaking of A1, thank you for the transition, Timmy. There's been a lot of people talking crap about Jokic. Well, really just one guy in particular. Would you guys like to just go off on that right guy who's talking crap about Jokic not being the MVP? Feel free.
Yeah. His nose is the real MVP.
I've heard a couple different people say it.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry, Will.
No, I interrupted. I said what Jamal said. Nick Ron. So,
What was his first? So I saw Nick Wright's second video where he was all sort of worked up, that people were worked up about his comment. But what was his first video? Like, what really got folks upset?
He said that Jokic would be the worst MVP in the last 35 years.
By what account?
Comparatively to like other stars in regards with gravitas and, image. I don't know. Obviously, he didn't think about how his this year's comparable to Larry Bird when Larry Bird won the MVP. But I don't know, man. He's big market. He loves himself some LeBron. I don't know if you ever heard how much Nick Wright talks about LeBron and the Lakers right now. So I could give two shits less what Nick Wright has to say. He always hates on the small market teams, and I don't know.
Who does he work for?
It really was a weak take. Like he's not, and he didn't even address it in regards with numbers. He was just talking about how, he's talking about other personalities. He said it would be better if Chris Paul won. Which look at Chris Paul's numbers.
Apparently, he never watches Jokes with Joker. I mean, Jokic has a great personality.
Super relatable.
Oh, he's just not pompous and doesn't tweet.
He's down to earth. He's down to earth. He just wants to win with his friends and play basketball.
Okay, so
sounds like this guy is. Go ahead, Dave. Never mind.
Please talk crap about Nick Wright because I also would like to do that.
Oh, you go do your thing, Dave.
Yeah, Nick Wright's a punk. But speaking of pompous assholes, I was watching the end of the Washington Wizards game tonight. Just so you know, Russell Westbrook broke the record.
Yeah.
What will not be remembered from this record-breaking game of his is he had an opportunity to win the game at the end. He took the last shot of the game. It was a somewhat wide-open three-pointer with the chance to put his team on top by 2 and win the game, which, by the way, the Wizards lost.
He missed it.
He missed it, not even close. And he was open. And you know what he immediately did? He ran over and grabbed the ball.
For a rebound.
No, the game was over.
The game was over?
Keep it. Yeah.
Yeah, the game was over. And he ran over to grab that ball so he could keep it. And that to me just said yes, you're going to get that ball, dude. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to get it. That said everything that I need to know about Russell Westbrook there. He did not care that his team had lost. By the way, his team's fighting to get into the playoffs right now, right?
Yeah.
Like they're what, the 10 seed? Like they're right on the play-in, like whatever, precipice. And what you get from him is happy that he got the record, which is a cool record. It's been long-standing, right? I get it. But that shows you the difference between Westbrook and Jokic. Do you think Jokic cares about that basketball at the end of a game like that? No. I would assume Jokic is pissed that he just missed a shot to lose a super important game for his team. And that's Russell Westbrook. And so when people say, well, why hasn't he won more MVPs? And like, he doesn't get any respect and blah, 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 blah. It's because you're that dude instead of the team guy. And I just thought that spoke volumes.
I mean, if Jokic really cared about that when he had like a 20-something point game, 9 rebounds and 8 assists, he would just continue to pass the basketball, or, vice versa. When he finishes with 10 assists, and 20 something points and he has 8 rebounds, he'd be crashing the boards more to get those. He doesn't care about personal accolades. And that's why he said, winning an MVP would be nice, but I care more about winning an NBA championship. He cares more about the big picture and not the individual accolades. And I think that bothers some people because that's not what we've come to know in the NBA. People are so worried about their own stats and their own numbers and their own number. So the Nuggets have their own thing that it's going to bug a lot of people in the NBA. It's kind of like the end of Jerry Maguire when they hug, and then the other football player looks at his agent and goes, "Why don't we have that kind of relationship?" And then they try to hug, and there was no warm embrace. And that's the Nuggets have created that show me the money, hug, love, embrace relationship, and it's very, very unique.
Tim nailed it, man. We were talking about this at the end of the last episode. You just kind of right from where we left off there, kind of allude to what Austin Rivers said. He says they build you up here. They build you up, they support you, and they give you everything they can to help you succeed as a player. And so it's cool when you have someone like Austin Rivers who's been around the league say that about the organization, about the Nuggets, how it is a family here and how they're building people up and they're doing it the right way. So agreed. And you get other players saying that, and you know they're doing it the right way.
So maybe I don't want to flip the NBA statisticians on their heads here, but maybe as important as a triple-double is, especially in wins, so that should be a stat, by the way, triple-doubles and wins, right, instead of just overall triple-doubles. Triple-doubles and wins should be a stat. Triple-doubles and wins should be a stat. And I'm curious where Jokic would rank on that. And then second of all, maybe the more important stat, let's flip this around a little bit, is almost triple-doubles, near triple-doubles. So who are those guys who are on the precipice of triple-doubles, but instead of going for it at all costs, they actually tried to help their team out regardless of their stat line. And I do know for a fact that Jokic has led the league in almost triple-doubles in the past 3 years. So that would be an interesting stat to track, the almost triple-doubles. Yeah.
What is it? One? Is it one?
I would say two away.
1 or 2 or something.
Yeah, I would say 2. You're 2 away. You had 14, 8, and 8, right? You're 2 away, or you had 14, 10, and 8, whatever. So you're 2 away. 2 would be the.
Got it.
That would be. That's what I would do. What do you guys think? No, am I just talking out my ass now?
No, I think that's accurate. I just kind of think about how you what you'd characterize as an almost triple-double. But yeah, I think that's pretty close. Doesn't sound right to me.
Does that sound fair if you're within 2?
Mm-hmm. Timmy, 1 or 2 categories.
How many almost triple-doubles did you have, Tim?
Probably 0. I didn't like to. Other than Will, nobody else on the team would score when I'd pass to him. So probably 0 almost triple-doubles.
We didn't. You
guys keep freezing.
We were going to turn the ball over. I don't know. I can't even think of a stat line, like our best stat line, or how close we were to that. Maybe like a 15, 5, and 5.
That's pretty good. 15, 5, and 5.
That's maybe once. That might be generous there. That Tim and I would be at that, or maybe more rebounds. There's probably been a couple times where we've got 10 boards.
I was going to say you guys probably rebounded fairly well. That was the one stat I would accumulate in high school was rebounds. I wouldn't accumulate much else.
Assists are hard when your other players can't score, like Tim said. It's hard to get assists when your other teammates aren't making shots.
Yeah, true. Very true.
I mean, not like we were making that many shots either, so I can't really talk shit.
Are you guys good? What do you think? As we've got 4 games left, what are you hoping for in this last week?
Not get hurt.
right?
No one else get injured.
No injuries.
Knocking on wood. Please
Would
don't.
would it benefit Jokic or hurt Jokic if he sat, let's say we win tomorrow and we've guaranteed that 4th spot. Does it hurt his MVP or help his MVP if he just sits the rest of the
No, doesn't hurt him. I don't know. Maybe they won't bench him completely. Maybe he plays like a half or something. Or that's a good question. I don't think it hurts him. I think he's locked it up, man. I mean, I don't think it matters at this point. We're going to get the 4 seed. He's going to win MVP. I don't think he could sit out. He's got to, I don't know, play one of the last 4 games and he's fine. And they probably won't do that. I don't know. They'll probably just use him sparingly throughout those 4 games. Maybe he doesn't play against the Trailblazers.
Tim, if Joel Embiid continues to go off, he's been playing really well lately. If he continues to go off the last 4 games and he plays every game and Jokic sits, does that then flip that whole argument of, well, Jokic has played every game, so he deserves it?
No, because Jokic currently right now has more double-doubles than Embiid has played games this season.
For real?
That was a statistic I saw. I didn't like confirm or deny it. Jokic has 57 double-doubles this season, and I only think Embiid has played in like 50 games or something.
Wow.
So I don't think it would hurt him. I don't think we'll do it. I think we'll play him a little bit like Will's saying. Like he won't get his normal minutes. He may start and play in the first half, and he'll play some dumbed down minutes. But Jokic has been playing well. But I think if he doesn't win the MVP, then it's a travesty. And we've gone into that. And if Embiid wins it, then it just shows you the difference between small market and a big market. Some dude's busting his ass off, in Denver, playing, having one of the best seasons statistically for a center. And I get there's positionless basketball now, but come on, he's a center. But
so
I don't think it would hurt him.
Yeah,
for the MVP, it might hurt his mojo and the way he's playing going into the first games of the playoffs, which scares me. That's why I don't want to see him sit the entire 4 games.
Yeah, you still want to keep him in some sort of shape, right? Because he's so good right now.
I think he solidified it, and probably already did, but like that game against the Knicks when he literally beat the Knicks by himself
in the first quarter.
In the first quarter,
yeah,
and was like could have gone off for 60. Really, let's be honest. I mean, he could have destroyed them. So I kind of and the Knicks were hot, and the Knicks needed to win, and demolished them.
And I felt that way in that Clippers game where it was a really important game where we took the tiebreaker on the Clippers and Jokic played really well. I felt the same way. I think you solidified it there, but then you don't play great against the Lakers, and now you've lost 2 straight. Did you guys see Durant's tweet? He has now played in the last week Giannis, Jokic, and who's the dude from Dallas again?
Doncic.
Yeah, Doncic. He's now played all 3 of those guys within the past week, and his tweet was like, you can't stop these dudes, and it posted their like stats and their percentages, and I thought it was cool. Like Durant's a wild card.
Oh, he's giving him props.
Yeah, Durant's a wild card, but he was giving those 3 dudes props.
Yeah, when you first started talking, I was like, oh man.
No, he was giving them love. I thought it was cool.
That's good, because otherwise we were going to say some really mean things about Durant, and he was going to get butthurt, and then people across the nation would have found out about Bros on Nuggs.
Right.
So I kind of quite didn't work out the way I was thinking.
Do we start trolling Durant now every episode, just to see if he'll like somehow post us on his Twitter?
We got to get on the Twitterverse.
We would have to get Bros on Nuggs on Twitter. Did you see Luka Doncic the other day? Did he get it? He got technical. I think he got tossed doing the same thing.
Nuts, man.
Yeah, punched the dude in the nuts, and then they give him the technical, and he looks like, "What did I do?"
Oh, he pulled a Jamal Murray.
Yeah, but this
It
one
wasn't
like,
even like
was even
Jamal's
worse.
kind of looked like he was falling a little bit.
he tried to, but
His
you know what
hand
he's
from
doing?
up here and goes.
Dang. Who did he hit in the
Colin
nuts?
Sexton, Colin Sexton in the goods.
Oh, it was Sexton? Oh, that's messed up. That's like that's Cleveland, man. Like they're not any good. Like, why are you punching them in the nuts? They're already kicked in the nuts all the time. Like, why are you doing that to them? That's jacked up. All right, that's bad karma.
I know, and then he even said, "I need to stop complaining to the refs." Like, so Luca even admitted that he bitches too much to the officials. Like, he's like, "Oh, I need to stop talking."
Did
Yeah,
you see his face when they gave him the flagrant 2, though?
Yeah,
Look it up, Dave. It's hilarious.
Is he just like totally
it became a
surprised?
meme. His reaction when he got kicked out became a meme.
Became a meme. It was like a, huh?
Like Emerson's school photo?
Emerson's school photo is awesome.
When you hit a guy in the nuts and get ejected.
Yeah. Oh,
man.
that's funny, man. I did not see that, actually. I did not see his ejection. But it doesn't surprise me that he would go that low, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I watched some Sports Center today, and I finally got to see the clip of it.
Do you like watching Sports Center, Tim?
Sometimes. I don't like it all the time. I don't watch it daily.
I like Van Pelt. I like watching it at night.
We were. I've been on the interview process for the new AD/football coach/dean/whatever up in Woodland Park, and we interviewed this dude. He's a well-traveled football coach. He's probably in his mid-40s, late 40s.
Must be good.
But he's like coached at every level except D1 and NFL, obviously. But he's like, he even coached like an indoor team in like Sioux
Oh, that's
City.
cool.
Yeah. But there's some interview question about like, what are you most excited about, or what's most disappointing about the way athletics are going right now? And he went off for like 15 minutes on ESPN. He was so mad at them. He was like, you can't hype up, you can't say like football's all about or not about winning, and then the next thing you do is like, so you have this like gorgeous 30 for 30 about like how it's not winning, it's not important, and then you cut to game day and it's like Clemson, if they don't win the national championship, will this be a good year for them? You know what I mean? Like, he's like, how do you balance those two? Yeah, how do you balance those two things? He was so mad.
I get it. ESPN pisses me off quite a bit.
Yeah. It made sense to me, but I thought it was an interesting rant in an interview.
Oh,
Seemed
very
like
interesting rant interview.
More like a rant.
Right.
Honestly, I was thinking timeout with Tim, like while he was going. I was like, this guy's going timeout with Tim right now on ESPN. I think that's hilarious. It was funny.
Back in the day, I used to write ESPN all the time, complaining about how they love. This was back during Melo's rookie year. I wrote them all the time. Like, guys, like just like you guys are just. I don't even remember what I said, but I used to write them maybe like weekly and just complain about how like Carmelo Anthony's over here in the Western Conference doing just as good things, if not better, than LeBron, but you guys never cover him. I'm like, what's going on, man? Cover everybody. I was furious.
Did you ever get any responses?
I remember those emails. I remember some emails from BMR sitting down on the computer.
I mean, they were funny. I always they weren't just as dry as what I just said. But no, I never got a response. Not even a thank you for your
response.
Like you know how sometimes like,
don't care,
thank
but thank
you for
you.
emailing, blah blah blah. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. Didn't even get one of those.
So it's like emailing Doug Lamborn.
Yeah.
Right.
I've done that a couple times. I don't know why. I think it's more like cathartic just to like let my thoughts out there, even if it doesn't go to anybody.
I think that's kind of what it was for me.
It goes to someone.
And someone reads it and goes, this guy's probably right, but I can't bring that there.
No, old Doug's helped us out at the camp, so I can't be too mad at him, but that dude is cray. But hey, man, if you're helping your constituents, that's what it's all about. Give them more guns, right? Will.
You know what I hate about sports? I guess it's not necessarily about sports, it's fans. I get how like social media and Twitter and all that has brought maybe, at least in the NBA, like people closer to players and, those conversations that maybe, like you said, you could piss off Durant and have his burner account like argue with you. But I hate, it's so funny, like, if you go on social media after a Nuggets loss, how dumb people are. When they lost to the Nets, yeah, it was frustrating, blew a 21-point lead, but there's like fire Malone hashtags and I don't know, being like, just talking mad shit about everybody. And it's just so funny. It's such a like reactionary thing, which it is. You're commenting on what happened that moment, that second, that time, like whatever. It's just so silly that there's no whole the concept of like the whole season, what's trying to go, what's going on. It's all so reactionary, and I think it really makes fans look stupid.
Yeah, well, it makes everyone look stupid, that culture. I mean, if you take a step back and you look at like that game from an airplane level, you know what I mean? Like you're flying over Nebraska and you're like, well, when you drive through Nebraska, you're like, this place let's take Kansas. Kansas is better. I don't want to hate on Nebraska too much, although Nebraska sucks, but let's take Kansas. Driving through it, you're like, wow, this place sucks. But when you fly over it, you're like, oh, look at all those circles, like all those crops that they're providing for the entire nation, the entire world. You know what I mean? Like when you take that level of perspective on the Nets game, you like can look at it and be like, first of all, that game did not matter to us at all. The Nets are battling for a top 3 seed right now in a pretty competitive East in the top 3. And they needed a W. We didn't. We know pretty much that we're going to be the 4 spot. I mean, we could fight for the 3 spot, but it's apples and oranges, right? Like who do you match up with? First of all, we knew that game was more important to them than us. Second of all that needs to be said is the lineup of Bol, Marcus Howard, Shaq Harrison, JaMychal Green, and JaVale McGee. That's all that has to be said.
Yeah.
We threw that lineup at the Nets. So,
and it was still a close game.
The game was meaningless to us, man. And yes, it sucks to lose it, and it sucks that in the clutch we didn't come through a little bit better, but overall,
I personally think flying over Kansas is just as boring as driving through it.
Fair enough, Tim. There's so many crop circles, though, man. Like,
though I never get a window. I always just watch my phone. I'm just making a joke. I like that analogy, though. Makes sense. Look at the bigger picture, not just what happened. And I agree with Will. I'm in some Facebook fan groups on I guess Facebook fan groups for the Nuggets, and they're dumb.
They're dumb.
They're dumb, and it's frustrating. I've left a couple because I'm like, you guys are idiots. And it's after every single loss. It's like, fire Malone. Why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that? And like, I don't think half of them even understand basketball. Like, they've never, if they ever played, they didn't play a lot, you know. They've never coached it. They don't understand like the purity of it. They don't understand the family that the Denver Nuggets are building, you know. It's just after every single loss, it's like, fire Malone, fire Malone. And that would do a lot to our culture if we did that, and they don't understand that, which then again goes back to what Will says, makes them sound dumb.
Well, I'm never going to hate on fellow Nuggets fans, but you do need to look at a bigger picture.
I'm going to hate on myself. So I was thinking about this the other day when MPJ started playing great. And I remember when MPJ was just he was COVID quarantined twice. And I don't know if it was you or
No, it was Tim.
If
Tim
you had
had
to trade, if you had to get rid of Bull or MPJ, who would you go with? MPJ. Scrabble. I was so mad. He was missing so many games when we needed him. So I think obviously that was reactionary. So okay, I'll throw some mud in my face too and admit that I've been there before. Because I was thinking about that the other night. I was like, well, that was a pretty cold take. Well, yeah, trade MPJ, keep Bull. So there you go.
We've all done it.
well, we've all
It's really frustrating going to your Facebook feed or whatever after a loss, and they're all just like they're negative. It wasn't like, hey, we did this right, we did that right, whatever. It's just all. I guess it's the negativity that I personally don't like.
Word.
Way
to explain it. That's exactly right.
And we have all hated on MPJ at some point, so it wasn't just you.
Yeah.
Like
we all have.
Yeah.
And
it's
usually it's defense, but
now he's better at defense. I mean, he's not great, but he's better.
He's getting there.
Yeah, dude, he really is getting there. Like, oh man, damn it, Jamal. We were
in disguise, man.
We were an NBA championship team. Like, really, the way MPJ was starting to play, the way him and Aaron Gordon were fitting in with Jamal and Jokic. Damn it.
Shit happens, man.
Maybe he hits that rehab and he only misses like a month or two of the season next year. I don't know. Yeah. I hope we have enough time for him to get rolling moving into next year's playoffs. So.
Oh, he'll be rolling.
Get Murray back to old Murray. That's my hope.
Well, there's still hope this year, my friends. That's why they call it.
I can't wait for the playoffs, man. This is good. We can definitely, get back to the Western Conference Finals. I feel. Segment, depending on who we play and what that looks like and how our team's playing, you never know, man.
Just some matchups. It's all about the matchups.
We
need our guards back.
Yes.
Well, we've mentioned this before, but if you have the MVP on your team, anything is possible, man. Or as Kevin Garnett would say, impossible is nothing. But it's true though, the way it matches up. Like if the Lakers have to play in these playing games, who are okay? We're not going to go much longer. I get it. It's a Monday night. You're doing a good job. What do we? If you're a Lakers fan, who do you not want to see in that playing game?
Or
the first one, Portland.
In the playing game?
Yeah, in the playing game.
Yeah, the Warriors. They don't want to play the Warriors, man.
Yeah, they don't want to play the Warriors, do they?
No, because Curry. No. Curry could go off on you.
That's who they're matched up with right now.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like,
thus, baby Bron is throwing a fit.
What if they have to match up with the Warriors and the Warriors are just hot that night? Like O'Neal goes up. Oh, no, he's a Jazz player. Sorry. But yeah, like Curry goes off. Freaking is their big ever coming back or is he out for the season?
Wiseman's not coming back.
Wiseman's not coming back. Okay. Draymond Green actually scores some points.
Yeah, or their bench. Their bench plays well or something like that Mulder or Poole or whoever they have.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm with you. If I'm a Lakers fan, I don't want to see Golden State in that first round. What about San Antonio?
Pop always has his boys ready.
They're just they're not scary anymore, you know?
Yeah. No. They're not like they used to be, but Popovich has that experience and the know-how. The have to.
The have to. Right? The have to.
Rookie of the year.
What the hell's that?
What the hell's that? The have to. Who's the fourth team in the play-in? We got Golden State. We got Lakers right now. We've got San Antonio.
Is it New Orleans?
Yeah.
Is it Pels?
Or is it the Grizzlies?
That's a Grizz.
Yeah.
It's the Grizz. And I'm not even certain how that whole play-in thing works. It's so confusing.
So, 7
Like I see it, but then like if the higher seed beats the lower seed, they play again,
No.
and the winner of that moves on, and the loser of that plays the winner of that, and then the winner of that moves on.
7 plays 8. The winner of that game is automatically in as the 7 seed. The 8 seed, the loser then has to go and play the winner of the 9-10 game.
Yeah, okay.
That's it. So the loser of the 9-10 is out automatically. The winner has to then go play the loser of the 7-8.
This is confusing. I don't know. I heard on Sports Talk Radio, I got to watch a couple episodes of Ted Lasso, and it cracked me up. And on the sports radio talk show I was listening to, it was I don't even know who it was. I was just driving, and they were talking about how, like, even though Ted Lasso season 2 has already been filmed and everything, they're like, they need to go back to the set for one day where Ted Lasso comes up with the super leak and like write it into the show. And the way the guy was describing it was pretty funny.
That would be hilarious.
It was funny.
Well, what if, like, in America,
Yeah,
you took all the best teams and had them compete against one another without any repercussions, right? Like, what if they just have to play one another and then nothing happens at the end? Either you win it or you lose it, but you still get to compete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's capitalism, man. It makes more money.
Yep.
I digressed.
Oh man. That would be a funny episode. So you've gotten a couple episodes into Ted Lasso?
Only 2. They only had the first 2 on the flight. They didn't have any more.
Well, you can get a free year of. Do either of you have an iPhone? I know you don't. Does your wife?
I gotta find the credentials and give them to Timmy so he can watch the rest of it.
Okay, cool.
Sophie's got one. She can get a free.
You get a free year.
Mm-hmm.
You have
She
an
might
iPhone,
have already used that for Newsweek.
like the magazine.
No, some show with Jennifer Aniston and
Oh yeah. Okay, got you. A whole year? She watched a year's worth of Newsweek?
no, I don't remember what it was called. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Dismissive much?
There
William.
was some it was like a daily show where Jennifer Aniston was one of the reporters, Steve Carell was the other one. And he Matt Lauered it and got fired, and then they like bring in Reese Witherspoon to be the co-anchor.
Did you guys hear about that actress who stabbed her husband?
No, Dave.
Yeah, apparently she stabbed him with her first name was Reese, and she stabbed him with her
spoon.
No, with a knife. Will, thank you. Thank you very much.
Sorry, I don't have time.
All right. Final thoughts, my friends, as we wrap up episode 22, Bros on Nuggs, the final 4. But 4 games left in the season.
We should win tomorrow night.
Yeah. What are your hopes, Tim, here at the last 4 games?
I mean, ideally, I'd like to see us win all 4, but I also hope we can start some of or rest some of our big guys. So I'd like to see us go 2-2 at worst. Just kind of a pride thing. You don't want to go into the playoffs on a losing streak. You want to go into the playoffs on a winning streak. So I'd like to see that happen.
Will?
Yeah, I think Tim nailed it. I mean, as much as we don't want to play the Lakers, you don't want to, and I don't think that's in our culture to. I mean, I know there's certain teams you'd rather play, right, than others, but I want them to stay healthy, and I want them to try to get a little bit get some confidence going into this playoffs, so we can feel good about our first round matchup. And maybe I don't know if COVID gets better, maybe we can get more people in the stands. That'd be cool. Probably not, but maybe.
Was it 2 or 3 years ago where we intentionally lost? Oh, Will, come back. There he is. Was it 2 or 3 years ago where we intentionally lost the last game and then ended up losing in the first round of the playoffs? Do you remember that?
Trying to remember.
You guys remember us? We intentionally didn't play hard the last 3 games to get the matchup we wanted in the first round. I think it was against Portland, and then we ended up losing.
Well, we played Portland in the second round because we beat the Spurs.
Okay, then it was before that. Anyway,
We didn't make the playoffs that previous year.
what I'm hoping is Malone has learned his lesson from that, and he just plays it out. You know what I mean? And by play it out, I mean you try to win every game, but you give Jokic a little more rest than he typically gets, right? And but you try to win every game right now. Why not? It's stacking up that we're either playing Portland or Dallas in the first round. So play it out, man. Play it out. And no, you don't have to win all 4 games, but I'm with you guys. You got to try to win these games, dude. You know what I mean? You don't want to limp into the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's all about momentum, right? And it's all about encouragement, my friends.
Encouragement.
Encouragement. Good.
Yes. Good.
Well, I love you both. Thank you for doing this tonight.
Yeah. Love you too, Dave.
Yeah, looking forward to celebrating Timmy's birthday. Maybe
figure
next
that out.
weekend.
Yeah, what are we doing for that?
I don't know. Gosh.
Yeah, there you go, Heiberger. There he is.
Worm, I hope you've gotten to listen to this episode because we broke it down, man. We broke it down.
All talking quietly, not to wake up our kids.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Cool. Will, you good?
Yeah, I'm gonna beat you in FIFA again.
I know that I started hot in our original matchups, I think I started 8-0 against you. But if you look at the last 5 matchups, you've actually won more. So
I'm just talking shit.
You guys are going to talk FIFA. I'm going to go ahead and bounce out.
Yeah,
we're all done. Love you, Tim. Good night.
All right. You guys have a good night. Take care.
Guys.
Yeah, peace.
Go Nuggets.
Go Nuggs. Worm, thanks for watching, man. You're awesome. I wish you well. Will, have a great day tomorrow. We'll see how things go here. I don't know what Tim's going to do for his birthday, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah. We'll figure something out this weekend. And Emerson's birthday too.
Yeah, you guys coming over for that?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. I hope so.
All right, bro. Love you, man.
Yeah, love you too. If Theo's not there, Emmer will be a little disappointed.
Theo will be there, man.
All right, cool.
All right.
All right, peace out.
Have a good night.